Well, another year on the homestead and another year of meat all done. Well, almost. We still have to butcher the cow. It's down in our cold room right now. I'll show you that in a bit. Hey guys, so in this video, what I want to go through is kind of how you can provide a year of your own meat as well. I'll go through what we have for land size. I'll go through what we have for freezer storage, and I'll go through our cold room as well, our little cold room that allows us to be able to butcher everything here on the property and harvest stuff here on the property. So I'll kind of give you an in-depth overview, I guess, of how you can do it as well. So for land size, let's go through land size. So first we do our red meat, which is our Highland cows. So right now we have 4. We've got the bull and we've got the 2 females and then the young baby, the calf. So far in the last 3 years, we've harvested 3 cows. The first was a bull that we had brought in. Second year was Snow White, the female that we had here. And then just last week it was Sirloin, the steer that we raised here as well. So we have the 4 to be able to provide us continuous meat year after year. And for the land size for our 4, we have about 4 acres all in total, with this area back here and then the forested area and then the small field up front. So for having the 4 acres for our 4 cows, it would probably support them. However, we haven't been able to grow grass that well just because we're on sand. It's going to get better because there's more organic matter going into the fields every year. So we supplement with hay. They get a big square bale once a week. That works out to about $3,500 for the year. So for $3,500 a year, not including vet bills, which doesn't add up to really that much, we should be getting 2 calves a year, because Freya here is a female and we have a bull over here, but she hasn't gotten pregnant yet, which kind of puts a whole kibosh on the plans we originally had. However, if she was pregnant the last 2 times she should have been, then that would have given us 2 cows each year for that $3,500 in hay. Now, land size for the pigs. We harvest 2 pigs a year. That feeds us for the year, no problem. We usually have some pork left over. And now we're a family of 5. However, we have the boys every other week. So you can take that into consideration. So basically for a year, we're a family of, 3.5 for the year. So for the pigs, it's about, I want to say, if I remember correctly, 45 feet by about 65 feet. And I'd say that's basically a perfect size for 2 to 3 pigs. We've had more than that. We're not going to do that again. Next year we might have just 2 pigs instead of the 3, because we might keep just 1 pig for ourselves next year, depending on how much pork we have left over at the end of next year. So now for the meat birds, we do 50 meat birds a year, and that works out perfectly for us for our chicken consumption. And we do it right here behind our garage. And I want to say this area is probably just a little bit bigger than the pigs, maybe 40 by 80, something like that, 45 feet by 80 feet. And we use netting for them. So come spring, we'll put the netting back up around this whole area and just enclose this. And this is where we keep our meat chickens. So in total, for our cows, our pigs, and our meat chickens, you're looking at about maximum 5 acres that you would need. Now remember, that's doing things our way. There are tons of other ways out there. One thing we can't do is pasture poultry. We just don't have the room for it. We don't have the grass available. We don't have the tractors. We don't have the facility to be able to do pasture poultry. So for us, having a stationary spot for them is what has to work. Now for storing the meat for a year, again, 1 cow, 2 pigs, 50 chickens. We actually got away with this chest freezer right here, as well as our upright freezer in the house, and then the 2 small freezers on top of the 2 fridges that we have. That had enough room up until this year for the past 2 years that we've done it. However, we've collected more bones this year from the pigs. we had meat left over from this last year. We collected more berries and fruits and vegetables this year as well. So that's been in the freezer too. We also have one pig head in this freezer. We had some lamb that we got from friends, and we have the cowhide as well that we've got in the new big freezer. So as you can see with this one, we're almost pretty full. There's no way we could put the cow meat in here and still have room. So this year we did break down and get this new one. Well, it's new for us. It's used. I think we got it for 75 bucks from one of Bridget's friends. And that's going to make a huge difference for us going forward as well. Because as I did say, you know, storing a cow hide, it takes up a lot of room. A pig head takes up a huge amount of room as well. So if you're adding that kind of stuff into your freezers, you might need a big one like this and say an upright one, or 2 chest freezers like this. But again, we just added this one this year due to an overstock of meat from last year. Oh, our camera went a little foggy coming indoors. It's a little cold outside. But as you can see from this one, we've got a lot of the dog treats in this one. So we got the pig feet. There's more pig feet here, some bones. Some ham. So that one's pretty filled up with stuff that should be in the outdoor freezers. So then in our second kitchen, we have our big freezer here, the stand-up one. Again, it's kind of full with a lot of the pork, bacon, ham, chicken, as well as some of the stuff from last year. We still got some meat down in the below in the bottom drawer from last year as well. So it's pretty full. Then we've got our fridge too, pull-out drawer on the bottom. And it's actually filled up with a whole ton of bacon. So to go over what you need to store it, I'd say 2 really big chest freezers would store enough meat for a year. Again, you can do, like we have the 3 now, just because it's grown so much, including the small 2. So depending on how much meat you're actually harvesting, say you're only taking 1 pig, or say 30 chickens, and maybe half a cow or something, you could get away with less freezers than we have. If you've watched some of our earlier videos, you might know that we're renovating the basement, hence why there's the mess. But behind this mess here is one of the reasons why we're able to do so much here on the homestead. Because we have this CoolBot cooler here, we're able to harvest, butcher, and store everything ourselves. That means for our pigs, we can bring the pigs down through this door from outside into our cooler here, and we can keep them for 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever time it takes for us to have the meat cooled down and be able to work with it. One of the things we don't like is butchering right away, because the meat is, I want to say, soft, so cutting it tends to slide around a bit more, where when it's firmed up, it's a lot easier to cut and manage. And for our cow that we have in here right now, we store it for 2 weeks, allowing it to age, rest for 2 weeks. And there's no way we could do that if we didn't have this. Trying to hang something outside for 2 weeks with temperature fluctuations, it just doesn't work. So this CoolBot cooler allows us to store our pigs, our cow, and even our chickens too. If we have, we don't have enough space in the fridges upstairs at the time of when we harvest the chickens, we can turn this on, bring them down here, and allow them to rest before we freeze them. So I've turned the air conditioner off right now so there wouldn't be the noise going on, because it was just running. But this space is, I want to say it's about 5 feet, 6 feet by 6 feet by 5 feet about, and it allows us to again store 1 cow in here, 2 pigs, any amount of chickens really. And this again makes a huge difference for us. The cost savings from not taking a cow, not taking chickens, not taking pigs to a butcher and having them do the work for us is huge. As well, we're able to get the exact cuts of meat we want. If we decide we want to do tomahawks at the last minute, we can do tomahawks. If we don't want ribs, we just want ground, we can do that. So it allows us a lot of versatility in that area. I'll get this plugged back in. Don't want to forget that. So guys, I hope that gives you some knowledge, some insight into if the possibility is there for you to be able to put away, harvest, store, put away, butcher a year's worth of meat for yourself as well. Again, if we review it, we do 1 cow, 2 pigs, 50 chickens for the year. And that's done on about 5 acres, basically, is what we have available for the animals, not including our chickens for the eggs. However, that would still be included in the 5 acres. And then basically now we're up to 3 freezers. One's a small chest freezer, one's a big chest freezer, and one is an upright freezer, not including the 2 little ones that are on top. Well, on top and below of the 2 fridges that we have. So you don't need a massive amount of land. You don't need a massive amount of money. You just need to have a bit of dedication, a bit of time, and be able to work towards it. So guys, I hope you liked this video and found it informative. If you do like this one, check out this one. It might interest you as well.